And we are live.
It's very helpful to have a doctor who navigates the medication landscape with you and really helps you to understand what your options are in terms of what you should be taking or what you will need to take, how you will need to take it, what the effects could be.
It's like getting to know your best friend, because this person is going to be your friend for a lifetime.
You have to cultivate a relationship with the doctor that is treating you, and you have to gel with them. But it's two-sided, you know. You have to work with them as much as they have to work with you, because both of you have a tremendous responsibility.
I just encourage someone going through that process to be as open and honest as possible. Your doctor is not there to judge you.
They're there to address your first need, your second need, and your third need. That's going to keep you healthy and whole.
To take it, what the effects could be.
It's like getting to know.
It's very helpful to have a doctor who navigates the medication landscape with you and really helps you to understand what your options are in terms of what you should be taking or what you will need to take, how you will need to take it, what the effects could be.
It's like getting to know your best friend, because this person is going to be your friend for a lifetime.
You have to cultivate a relationship with the doctor that is treating you, and you have to gel with them. But it's two-sided, you know. You have to work with them as much as they have to work with you, because both of you have a tremendous responsibility.
I just encourage someone going through that process to be as open and honest as possible. Your doctor is not there to judge you.
They're there to address your first need, your second need, and your third need. That's going to keep you healthy and whole.
Okay, all right, okay. Ladies, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much for joining me today on Facebook Live. Thank you. I just want to turn this thing off because it's making so much noise on the background. And I don't know if everybody can hear it. Can you hear some noise?
No.
No, it's gone. Okay, thank you very much, my lovely ladies. Thank you very much, my lovely ladies, for joining me today. Today I'm with Penny. Thank you very much for joining, and Raul as well. Thank you guys for joining from Nairobi and Switzerland. So we are international, I like to say. I want to say, pardon?
Not Germany, not Switzerland.
Where? Switzerland?
No, Germany.
Okay, Germany. Okay, so we are in Germany and we are also in Kenya. So I'm loving this because Kenya is my country. So I'm actually so loving this. So guys, today I have very, very special ladies, two beautiful ladies, not because they have money than us or because they're beautiful than us or because they have anything that we don't have, but they have something that actually we don't have. And that is they've managed to live life through other people's stigma, other people's negativity, other people whispering, other people pointing fingers and judging. These two powerful women have actually managed to pass through that in their lifetime. And I am so proud. I mean, when I look at you two ladies, I'm inspired, I'm motivated. I don't even know what to say. Sometimes I always think, I look at myself and I think I'm a strong person. But when I look at you guys, I don't even know. I don't know if I was in your position, what I'll do. I don't know. Because sometimes they say, life experience teaches you. If you've not gone through something, you cannot go and try to help someone or motivate someone or tell someone you understand if you've never been through that. And that is why, as much as I would like to encourage people who are going through pain, or encourage someone who's living with HIV, I can't, because I've not gone through that pain. And I was thinking it's good if it comes from you, because then you can actually encourage someone and say, look, I've worn the t-shirt, I'm still wearing it, I'm still gonna wear it, and I know how to wear it. And I know how to wash it, and I know how to make it to make it clean, and I know how to spray perfume on that t-shirt, and I wear that t-shirt every day. And that t-shirt is me. And I'm not scared to say it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I live through it. So guys, once again, welcome, welcome, and welcome. So I'll start with you, Penny. I'll start with you. Can you just introduce yourself, please?
My name is Penny Awiti. I'm 28 years old. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a columnist with the Nairobian magazine, and I am a HIV activist, and I am HIV positive. I've been HIV positive for 28 years. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Rao, can you hear me?
Hi, my name's Arail. I'm a mother of 2. What can I say? I've been through a lot, but I thank God for the grace and favor. And I'm here today to encourage someone.
Okay, that's good. We thank God for the favor. That's what we can say. Okay, I have to take a deep breath for this. Now I'm going to ask you, Penny, I'm going to start with you, Penny. Tell us about your journey. Tell us about your journey. I know sometimes when people hear HIV, straight away they relate, oh, we are Malaya, oh, yeah, we are Nishoga, oh, we are, you know, there's so much that people relate that with. And the funny thing is, some people who are actually talking about it are carriers, but because they want to use this as a defense mechanism and oppress someone else that has come out and spoken about it to defend themselves. I'm clean. But I think we need to use platforms like this and create awareness that, guys, this is real. There are people who live with it, and they're humans. And when you deserve the time you expect people to show sympathy and to empathize with you, that's when they hit you hard. So I think in life, what I've realized is we should stop expecting anything from anybody. Just God, because it's only God who can never let you down. Whether it's your best friend, because I know we spoke about this before, and your best friend was part of it. And so if you expect anything from anybody, that is when our heart gets broken. So Penny, tell me about your journey. Tell me what happened. How did you find out that you have HIV? And how did you get it as well, if you don't mind? And guys, if I ask any question and you don't want to answer it, just say pass. We'll understand. Just say pass.
It's okay.
So let's go, Penny.
Okay. I got HIV from birth, and I discovered when I was in Form 2, there's this organization that came to our school and they were giving soda and bread. In return, you test for HIV. And it was such a good deal, so I went for it. And while testing for HIV, I sincerely knew that I was HIV negative, because those days, the only method of getting HIV was through sex, according to us, and I was not sexually active. So when I tested and then I was told that I'm HIV positive, I was shocked. I told my best friend, and I think out of, she's also a 16-year-old. Of course, she couldn't keep it for so long. So she told someone else who told someone else, and the whole school knew about my status. And later on, one of my siblings came, and that's how I knew where I got my HIV from. So yeah, it's been a journey. The rest, they say, is history. I had to come out in 2017 on Facebook as a person living with HIV. And it's really, really been a journey. Yeah.
Wow. So did you say that you found out when you were 16 years old? So through then, you actually just lived with it and you didn't even know. So you didn't take any medication. You didn't. So when you found out, which year was this that you found out?
2008.
Wow. And that time, 2008, everybody was like, with you. They didn't, even if you say you're HIV, somebody don't even want to stay near you. They're like, come on, you know, the social distancing. Now I think they'll be practicing it more when they hear you have HIV. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
And I think at the age of 16, finding out your HIV, how did you feel? Did you like straight away think, whoa, how did I get this? Because you said you're not sexually active. So at the age of 16, when they told you, they just told you, they didn't even cancel you before, but prior to that, they just, bam, told you that?
Yep. I was
They
not
just,
because this organization specifically came to our school to collect data. In our school, we were about 12 to 1,500 students. That was a large number. And probably they just knew that when you tell students that you're giving them soda and bread, definitely they'll go for the test, you know? Yeah. So that's what happened. There was no one who canceled me. But then the aftermath of it affected me to date because I got stigmatized from everyone, you know, from the teachers, from the students. I had to start taking medicine that I just had. You know, the way we hear that ARVs, when you take them, they stick on your throat, you know, all those things. I had to actually live with that assumption and make it a reality and be so practical with it. Yeah.
okay. Wow, that is shocking. So what about your family? How did you break the news to your family? Because I know sometimes it's family that stigmatizes you even more than outsiders. So how did you break this news to your family?
Mine was so easy because my family first that told me about it, from my sister, and then my sister told my auntie told my uncle. Everyone knew. Weirdly, to be so honest, I never received any discrimination from my family. They actually gave me a tough love, you know. They would just be questioning, are you eating well? I hope that you're taking those fruits very well. You know, we don't want you to get sick. Of course, after that, there's something about HIV. Immediately you realize that you're HIV positive. That's when now you start having the side effects, you know, and all this. So that's when I started I developed meningitis, tuberculosis. Even during this period, my family was supportive, yes, but then they were not sympathizing. They were very empathetic, yes, but there were no pity parties thrown at me, no. It was just that, you know what? You need to take this medicine, the ARVs. If you don't take them, then you're going to die, point blank. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is, wow. Okay, at least you had your family there, so that is a good thing. So imagine those people who don't even have family, and they don't. So you had support system around you from your family, which is the most important support system. Your family, because they're the ones that love you the most, and they know what you're going through. So imagine those ones that don't even have family around them, and that's why I think we need to talk about these things so we can help other people out there. Because what happens is, especially because I work in the community a lot and I meet a lot of people who are HIV positive, but they're not ready to talk about it and they're scared. And when I talk to them, I tell them, look, I've met so many people with HIV. They think it's only them. They're like, no, I don't want, I'm not ready. And that's why when I saw you talking about it openly, I thought, you know what, let me bring you on. So even if you're going to help, this talk is going to help only one person. I'm done. Only one person to me is a lot of people, because even the Bible says, forget the 99 and go and help that one person. So that one person is so important. So, and I hope that someone who's listening today is going to help them to just feel like you're not on your own. There are people out there who have HIV, and even people. My own dad has HIV and he's lived with it for more than 23 years. And he's still fit. Yes, he's a slim guy. If you see him, he's very, very slim because that's his structure since he was young. Yeah. That's how he is. but he's lived with it for so many years and is okay. And is, you know, wow, I'm going to come back to you. Let's hold on to that. Okay, and we have a lot of people watching actually. We have up to 21 people locked in watching. And a lot of people actually asking where you went to, Penny. Where is she? Where did she go? People are missing you. And somebody even said, Raul, I remember this date. So somebody actually is following you as well and remembering the date. Okay. Okay, so Raul, please just tell us your journey. Tell us just something small about you first, because I know you've gone through so much. There's 2010, something happened, 2012, something happened, last year, something happened in your life. So tell us about 2010, first of all.
So it was in 2010 when I got my first son. That is, after I got my first daughter at around 2005, immediately after school. And in 2009, I got my first son. So when my son was around 9 months old, he had a lot of complications. He was in and out of the hospital most of the times. Then when he got to 9 months old, I don't know what happened. When I took him to the clinic, after the injection, the baby got a bit cold and he passed on at night when we were still sleeping. So it was a torture that was never easy for me. It has never been easy thinking about it, the memories and everything is still fresh. You can imagine you're sleeping with your son, but then all of a sudden when you wake up at night to feed him, the boy is not there. Someone was okay. I don't know. So that has been my journey with my first son. A painful one, but all I can say is that I just don't. Let me just.
Yeah, and yeah, that was hard. That was really, really hard. And today I actually, and it's so funny because sometimes when you say you want to talk about a subject, and then it's like God is telling you, yeah, it's good to talk about this subject, because then you meet someone else. Because today on Facebook, I saw a post and I was really disturbed. And there's this lady, I think she lives in Germany, and she's been writing all this kind of really depressing posts, but that's what she's going through, because she's trying to reach out to people. She's trying to cry out. She's trying to talk, but you see people just comment one thing and disappear, and they'll not even think about it twice. So when I saw that today in the morning, I was like, I tried calling and she didn't pick up. And I thought, and I wrote something as well to just encourage her. And I thought, wow, so today I'm going to have, because she lost a son. She actually lost a son and she still has another son and she can't cope. So I was thinking, wow, today I'm bringing Ralph here on the show. If she can just listen to her story, she's lost 2 sons, she's lost a husband. If she can just listen to this story, and I'm not comparing pains. You can never compare people's pain. You can never say, oh, but yours is only 1 child, mine is 10, or yours is only 3, mine is 11. You can't compare, because everybody goes through healing process at their own time. So, but I just wanted her to listen, to see that she's not on her own. She can actually call someone, reach out to you and talk to you and just ask you, how did you do it? How do you manage? How do you cope? So 2010, you lost a son who was 9 months old. And the son was sick, but you didn't, this is not something that anybody, did the doctors even give you clue that this boy is so sick that he's gonna pass on, or it just happened?
Okay, it just happened. It was just on okay, when I got my baby, it was a normal baby. It was very, very handsome. I can't lie about that. Then I used to take him to the clinics. So when I was in the clinics, I would notice that people were looking at me with strange eyes. But it never clicked me that something was wrong with my son. So after time, when he was around 7 months old, I realized that my son could not be able to sit on his own. So a friend of mine recommended me to a therapy clinic where I took him in. And on getting there, I was told that with a few therapies, he can be able to stand, he can be able to sit. So it was a process. You can imagine you're a mom, you're a new mom, you're new to all this. Then you get to a clinic, you're being told that you need money to be able to enroll your son to all this. And I didn't have work. My husband had just lost his work at that time. So we were just trying to cope with everything else. Then luckily when I got a promotional job, when I was 2 months old in Chandaria Industries, I lost my son. When I had the money to take him to the hospital to start the therapies and everything. It just happened so quickly that I just lost my son.
Wow, I'm so sorry. That is so sad. So because your speaker is not really clear, I'm just going to repeat just for the sake of people who are listening to just understand that your son was healthy and everything, and you used to take him to the clinic, but in the clinic, people just look at you and you didn't even know if anything was wrong with your son. And 7 months, somebody told you that your son can't sit by themselves. Yeah. And you needed therapy. But at that time, your husband lost a job. You didn't have a job. So paying for this therapy was hell. There's no way you're going to pay for the therapy. But the minute you got a job, then your son passed on. So how did you explain to your child? How did you explain to a 15-year-old?
This was just the toughest time ever, because you can imagine the excitement that we had, all of us, we were so excited that finally we have somebody, we have a partner, we have a newborn in the house. My firstborn baby was so happy that at least she'll be having a brother. Then all of a sudden, she wakes up in the morning and she's like, my brother is not there. My brother is not there. You can imagine explaining to a 3-year-old baby that you will not be able to see your brother anymore. It has been a tough journey. It has been a really, really tough journey. You can imagine talking to her. You have to tell her that these things cannot be able to go on.
And then comes another tragedy again, 2012, when you lost another son again.
Yeah, in 2012.
So what happened?
So when after my first son, finally, God blessed me. I was pregnant again, but with a lot of fear that maybe my baby will not make it. Maybe it will be the same case as before. But I thank God I had a very supportive friend, supportive parents. They used to encourage me, to take me through the journey. Everyone was like, you'll make it, the baby will be okay. But that was not the case, because I got my baby prematurely. I gave birth to my son when he was 7 months old. I stayed with him in Pumwani Hospital for 2 weeks because he was underweight. We had to make sure that at least in at most 2.3 kgs, 2.5 for us to be released from the hospital. And when all that was done, we got back home. The baby was okay, but he had like a breathing problem. So when I used to take him for the clinic, they used to give me the nostrils that I used to drop on his nose. Little did I know that the baby had already formed a very tough pneumonia. So when I had finished my maternity leave, my baby was around 3 months. So I had to go back to work. So while I was working, I realized that the nostril was not working. So I decided to get some Piriton syrup for the baby. So I got the Piriton syrup on Saturday, and I gave the baby on Saturday. He got a bit better. He could now start breathing better. So on Sunday, we decided that maybe I can go with him to church. And yes, we went to church, came back later in the day. That Sunday, I went and visited a friend of mine, came back home. The baby was okay. He took his milk. He was doing okay. Then he came at night while I was sleeping. I used to wake up at around 4 a.m. to prepare his things, prepare the porridge, prepare his milk. When we woke up at 4 with the dad, we realized that the baby had a very high fever. So we decided to take off his clothes. cool his body down as we were preparing to take him to the hospital. So it rings to us that maybe we could take him to Gertrude's, but then we thought that maybe Gertrude's will be a bit expensive for us. So we opted for Mama Lucy because Mama Lucy was closer to us. So we went to Mama Lucy where they really wasted our time because we got to Mama Lucy at around 4:30 and we had to wait for the doctor to come in. And the doctor came in at around 8 a.m. That is when my son had just been given a paracetamol. That is when they started to check on him. So when they started the whole process of checking on the baby and everything else, it was around 9 when we got admitted to the ward. So while at the ward, the only thing I can remember was my baby was on oxygen and there were machines that were used to help him get out all that water. That were placed on him so that he can be able to breathe well, take off the excess water in the body because it was a very strong pneumonia. So the dad left me in the hospital and I had just told him that when he gets home, he can bring me some fresh clothes for the baby, my clothes as well, because I was just on my pajamas and everything. So when the dad got home, after 30 minutes, I was calling him and he was like, "Connie, what's wrong?" And he had me crying. He got confused. So I had to rush back to Mama Lucy where I was holding my baby crying, confused. I don't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. I was so devastated. And that was it. That is how I lost my second child.
So you lost your second child in your arms. So guys, just because your microphone is not very. At 2012, again, after 2010 losing a son, 2012 again, she lost another son who was only 4 months old. And the first son, she lost the first son in the house, on the bed, sleeping with the boy. And the second one actually in the hospital in her arms, yeah. And I mean, how do you cope with that? How do you cope with that? So just tell us, how have you managed to cope with the death of your 2 sons? How? Because I don't even know how.
It has been a very tough journey, but luckily I got the best support system in my life. I had a very supportive husband. We used to talk about it. I can say that when you lose someone, it's always good when you have someone who can listen to you. You just try to open yourself up out to what you used to tell him, what you used to do. That is what really helped us a lot when we were coping with the loss of our sons. And I remember so well that many of the times we used to make jokes that how we used to at night, and we would find ourselves at the middle of the night, just thinking that, okay, at this time maybe we could be up, we could be changing the diapers, we could be doing this, we could be doing that. I think talking also helps a lot. And if you have a friend who can really listen to you at any given time, you can always call him, discuss with him whatever you're feeling, whatever you think about your son, and that person gives you that ear. You can be very comfortable coping with whatever loss you're going through.
So all this again is about the support system. If you have a good support system, so let's say somebody doesn't have, because there are some people who don't have family around them, or their family are the ones pointing fingers, because we all know, especially like from Africa, something like this happens. Wanaanza kukuita majina, they start labeling you, they start whispering behind your back, you understand? So we have some people, and the family are worst in doing this. They will start pointing fingers and saying, it's you who did this, because you did not do this, because you did this, you didn't do this, one culture, one tradition, that's why you lost your children. Some of them will even say, oh, she has something to do with it. So if you, those people that don't have that support system in the family, how would you encourage them? What would you tell them?
And it's sad because you see, with us Africans, we really like pointing fingers because someone will tell you that was Chira in the Luo.
Yeah.
They will tell you that was Chira, and you're like, where did it come from? They'll tell you that maybe you used to walk around, something that you don't do.
Yeah.
So when you don't have a support system, it can be really tough. That I can really say. It can be really, really tough. Because when you find that people are accusing you and you don't have someone you can be able to rely on, you cannot be able to talk to, it can be really, really tough. Yeah.
So it was really nice to have your husband there as a support system, even if it's only your husband and everybody else is saying whatever they want, provided your husband is there for you, because he's the father of the children, nobody else is the father of the children. So I think that, yeah, that is what pulled you through, which is good. You had a very, very good husband. And now we're going back to Penny again. Now we ended up with the fact that when you just found out that you have HIV, that you are HIV positive. So what happened from there? How did that change your life? Were you angry? Were you upset? Were you embarrassed? Were you, what was going on through your mind? What happened from there?
First of all, Lydia, I just have, I'm still taking in Rael's story. I know to her because I'm almost even crying. I'm trying to imagine. I'm trying to compare pain. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my God, she's gone through so much. Okay, so and she's very strong. So anyway, for my HIV, I got very angry. I felt betrayed. I felt embarrassed. All those. I had mixed reactions, and this is why I'm 16 years. And I live in the village. When you live in the village, because of the granddaughter of so and so is like this, And now in my school, where I went to Asumbi Girls High School, we had some village mates from Asumbi Girls High School. So they would come back in the village and, tell people, by there, this and this happened back in school. Everyone is saying that Fanny has HIV, So, of course, I lived through anger. I lived with anger and bitterness and unforgiveness and betrayal my whole life, the years that I had to finish Form 2, 3, and 4 in high school. And that was very, very hard for me because I didn't understand why everyone was mad at me, and it's like I was some suspect. I did some criminal, Now it makes it worse because I remember one close family member. By there, my family was very supportive. But then there's this one person very close to me that said that, yeah, he went and she went and started messing around. And now, in short, he was implying that I was sexually active, and I got HIV through having sex, which from that point was a big deal. From now, it's not. At this time, it's not a big deal when someone says that. But then at that time, you're killing me. I'm still a virgin. I don't even know anything about,
And you're only 16 as well. At the age of 16, I mean, you're young. Somebody saying that. And then the fact that you are actually a virgin. And at those days as well, 2008, I mean, all ladies, and it's not like now. Now everybody wants to open their pants for some reasons. I don't know what happened to the world. But those days, everybody wanted to stay a virgin. Remember, even when you had your breast, you wanted to hide your breast. You don't even want anybody to see that you have breast. And then somebody comes in an open space and starts saying, oh my God, she was messing around. I can imagine. So now she's messing around and then you have your HIV. Come on, this I don't even know how you coped at the age of 16 because that was too much to take in. So what happened? Yeah.
Come again?
So what happened? Continue, please.
Yeah. So I needed to do a balance, Lydia. And this is what I said. I'm not going to work hard in school. I'm going to deal with myself. Because like I told you, my family was very, very supportive and they gave me tough love. And I remember they said, Fanny, they called me for Fair. So they used to say, Fair, you need to take your medicine. If you don't take your medicine, you will die. That's it, you know? So I really mastered these statements. And that's exactly what I used to do. I used to take care of myself and take the medicine. For me to do that, I had to stop studying. Literally, I did not wake up during dawns or the preps and everything. You know, I was very stubborn. I used to be very naughty in school. I even became worse. I was a culprit on making and everything. I was worse, you know. And now I stopped reading my books. I stopped revising and everything. Now in Form 4, when the exams came, during KCSE, I didn't do anything at all. I would just see the papers. I'm one of those students who are looking at the paper and I finish very fast. I'm wondering what are people writing, you know? I was done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was done. And the results came in and I got my C minor, which I don't even know how I got because I did nothing at all. But anyway, after that, now I had to change my perception about life, you know, because I was like, I'm losing everything. My uncle really sacrificed to take me to school, paid my fees in beforehand from Form 1 to Form 4, you know. Of course, I disappointed him. I felt so bad about it. I needed to, moving forward, I needed to do something with myself. So that's when I started, and I wanted to motivate people. That's when I went for counseling. And I started doing my counseling, but then because of my grade, I could not just do counseling. I mean, from college or university, or from university, I mean, I had to start from with certificate and then diploma. Yeah. I think Lydia's network is faulty.
Yeah, I can see that he left. I don't know why.
Ah, okay.
I think it's faulty.
It's okay. We'll just wait for her. Oh, yeah. She's back, I think.
But I was so disconnected and I was like, oh my God, I hope you guys just carry on with the show.
No, it's an awkward moment.
Oh my God. And the funny thing is, on Facebook, I can still see you guys on Facebook. I can still see you. And then I'm like, oh my God, just talk, just say something. Now, thank God we're back. Oh my God, this technology, man. Technology is not a good thing sometimes. Okay, yeah. There's something that Rao said, Chira, and I'm sure probably some people didn't even understand what that is. But Chira means curse. So that's what it means in Luo language, or Luo tribe, or Luo language, or Luo dialect. It means curse. So because if something happens to you, they just say, oh, you're cursed, but they say, mano chira, that's a curse, that's a curse. So, and I did not finish with you, Penny, when everything just went off. I went off. But did you finish your statement? Because that's the most important thing.
I finished my statement. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't get to hear all that. But anyway, I'm sure everybody had that. Yeah. So I just want to say as well, for people now who living in the UK, Precise Protect. This is just me saying something, just a little break.
Okay.
If you want a free will, if you're looking for a free will, guys, a free will, we can give you a free will. Free will starts from 150 pounds to 500 pounds, professional will writing with the lawyer. But if you're looking for a will and you live in the UK, guys, we have a free will. So just inbox me or contact me and we'll give you a free will. And it's very important to have a will. So if you're living in the UK, this is just a UK offer. If you're living in the UK and you want to have a will, we are going to give you a free will. Precise Protect will give you a free will. Okay, going back, I just wanted that for a little short break because I know there's too much.
Okay.
There's too much. I am actually, where I'm seated right now, I'm hot, and I'm hot because of what's going on, not because of the lights or anything. Because I'm just thinking, we are always quick to judge. We are always quick to criticize and to condemn people, but it's because things have not happened to us. All those people who are pointing fingers at anybody because, oh, you're HIV, or you lost your child, so probably it's a curse. It has never happened to them.
Yeah.
You know, we have one lady here in the UK. The lady actually lost a child, a son, and at that time she had a support system because in the UK we have I'm talking about Kenyan community. I don't know about any other community, but in Kenyan community, if you lose someone, you have a very good support system around you. At that time, I don't know what happens after that, but you have a lot. You know, in Kenya as well, if somebody dies, there's always people in the house, coming to see you, to say sorry to you. So it happens as well in the UK. I mean, that's a culture that we cannot let go. But after that, this lady, she decided to after the child was buried, she decided to not stay alone. She didn't want anything to do with anybody. And that was just her way of coping. And one day, somebody said something that, oh, this person, she was just using us when the son died. Now that the child has been buried, she doesn't want anything to do with anybody. I only asked the person one question. Do you have a child? And the person said, yeah, of course. And I paused because I could think where I was going. She couldn't even think. That's how people are. That's how pathetic people are. She couldn't even think when I asked her, do you have a child? And then I paused because I was waiting for her to respond. I said, have you lost a child? And she goes, no. I said, then you can't talk. That's her way of coping. If somebody thinks, I want to drink, I want to go party, I want to dance, I want to go to church, I want to do this, there's a way, that's their way of coping. So what we can do, people who are outside, pray for them, talk to them, feed them with positive things, not negativity, not pointing hands, not this, because don't forget that whatever happens to me today, you are not better than me. It can happen to you tomorrow. Today is my turn. Tomorrow it can easily be your turn.
Yeah.
So that is why I always tell people, this judging system and condemning and crucifying people, it is wrong. We should stop that. We should, even if you don't want to talk to somebody because you think, oh my gosh, she's HIV, I don't want to get near to her, fine. Don't go near her, but don't say anything negative. Pass, just pass. Do you understand? Just pass. So I think platforms like this are very important for us to talk about it, for people to see, oh my God, so she's actually in pain. Because someone might see Rao right now and see, oh, she's working. Oh, she's not in pain. She lost her son, she lost her husband. Oh, she's doing good. She's not. We all need support. We all need people to be positive around us. So now, just going back again to Rava, no, I'm so sorry. And last year as well, tragic happened to you and you lost somebody very dear to you. Can you tell us what happened, please?
Mm-hmm. So it was in last year on a...
Oh, you're muted.
It was last year on Easter Sunday. And I can remember so well the events of that day. So on the previous day, on a Saturday, we had a shop that was operating, a movie shop. So we got robbed on the shop. So when we were robbed, my in-law was one who was working there. He was kind of hurt because the robbers knocked him on his head. So it was a very busy Saturday night that we even stayed up till very late, just discussing on the events and everything happened. Then coming on Sunday, we decided that it's good if my in-law can go to the hospital to get checked, because on Saturday, we were just busy running around to the police station, making sure that we reported on the case, just doing follow-ups to make sure that after all, whatever we've lost, if we cannot be able to get it, but it's better that it doesn't happen again. So that was on Saturday night. Then came in on Sunday. We woke up at around 9:30. My husband decided that it is good. He takes his cousin to the hospital to go and check on where he got hurt. So they stayed there for some time. And at around noon, I called him up and I asked him, "Are you coming in for lunch?" He told me, "No, you guys go ahead." Then I decided that it's okay. We had our lunch with my girls. Then at around 6 o'clock, I decided that it's time I go and get a new padlock, because whatever padlock we were using there, the thieves took it with them. So when on my way to the shops, I could hear somebody calling me, "Mom, Mom." And on looking back, I realized it was my husband who was calling my name. So he took me to buy the padlock and we came back with him to the house. Yeah, we came in with him to the house at around 7 o'clock in the evening. And he asked the girls, "What are we having tonight for dinner?" And the girls were like, "We should take rice because we had ugali for lunch." And he was, "Okay, you guys go on, have your rice. I'm going to watch the match, and after the match at around 10 o'clock, I'll be home." So when I went out to go and buy a few things and look on the shop as well, I met with him together with the girls going to the shop. They were outside the house, they were going to the shop, and I asked him, "Where are you guys going?" And he told me, "Can't I have a walk with my girls?" And I was like, "Okay, it's okay then." They went and he didn't come in with the girls came in by themselves. Then I called him and I asked him, "I thought that you were coming back." He told me, "No, the match is about to get finished and I assure you by 10 o'clock I'll be home." So those were his last words, that by 10 o'clock he'll be home. So we had our supper, we prepared for the next day. Then at around 9:50, I could hear somebody knock at our door. It was one of my neighbors. And my neighbor told me that, "Mom, can you kindly call so-and-so and find out which hospital they are taking Mzae?" They used to call him Mzae. And they told him, "Kwani, what's happened?" And he just got stabbed. And I was like, "What do you mean?" Kaniambia, "You just call him up and find out which hospital they are going to." So the first thing I did, I just took in a few cards that we had in the house. I took in my NHIF card and I called the guy. And I asked him, "Munaenda Osigani?" And he was like, "Tunaenda Modern ya Koma. If you can be able to follow us to that place, you will find us there." So I had to walk a few meters before I could get a motorbike. I boarded a motorbike and I went to Modern Hospital. And on getting there, I could see some blood on the floor, but that was not my concern. My concern was his well-being. So I got in and I could see the blood on the floor. I could see the weird look on each one's eyes, and I was like, "It's okay, you guys are not feeling well. Me, my concern is my husband who has been brought in here." So I just started myself into the ER, and on getting there, it was just lying there. Funny thing is that I never realized he had already died. I just told the doctor, "Just give me 1 minute, let me talk to him." And I was like, "Yeah, Mia, whatever they need, I'll cater for that." So I just did my part. I went to the reception. On getting to the reception, I gave the lady my NHIF card because we are covered in that hospital. And the lady was like, no, we don't take NHIF for outpatient. And I'm like, why? If it's outpatient, then let me get my husband, we take him to Kenyatta. But the lady was not straight for this conversation, on a conversation, and I was like, what's going on? First thing that came to my mind is to try to let a few of my relatives around. They come, we transfer my husband to Kenyatta Hospital. So when I was just doing the calls, I was just also there doing the calls, calling a few friends, calling people. The guy who had brought him to the hospital came to me and he told me, Mama Shan, you will have to stop making those calls because Clivo is no longer there. That is how it was, and that is how everything changed in my life.
Oh God, I am speechless, to be honest. I am so speechless. Okay. So how did you break this news to the children? Because right now I'm just thinking the children.
When I was living, they were in the house and we were just the two of them. So we were me and them. So when I was going out, I told them, you lock the door. I'm coming to let you know when to open and don't open for anyone. So you can imagine they were up waiting for me. So when I got there, I didn't know how I was going to tell them. So I just had to send my in-law to come and take them to their place so that they can go and sleep over there. So that night, they didn't sleep. They were all awake. They were watching TV, waiting for their dad to come back. And they could tell my in-law that, Warenga, Ebu call mom to find out Mona Rudy. And Warenga would call me worried, Mom, wanaulizia mbona ukam? And I will cry, I will break. And I will tell Warenga, just told them, I don't know what I can be able to tell them. So they slept at my in-law's place and they were brought in the morning. So when they came in, they could only see me cry. They could see friends coming in and they were kind of confused because they were just looking at me with that weird eyes. Mom, funny, what's going on? What's going on? And I was just there pretending to be okay, pretending to be strong, with my tears coming down my eyes. But I thank God. I thank God for everything because when I broke the news to them, they really cried. I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know what to do, but I just decided that it's okay. Let them cry. Let them cry at the end of the day. That is the only way they can be able to unleash whatever they're feeling inside. And I remember my first baby crying and rolling on the ground and telling me that it is a lie. It is a lie. I'm lying to them because I had promised them that we're coming back. Now I need to tell them where their daddy is. So it was a tough night. It was a tough day. It was a tough 3 weeks of my life, having to convince them that it's part of life. It is part of life.
Whoa. That is I don't know. It is part of life, but it's so painful. I mean, to actually tell children that, it's more heartbreaking than to even see yourself that this is what's happening. But now to go and break it to the children, it's, I don't even know. That's why I said that I have two very special ladies today, very strong. Forget all these people who say they're strong. No. This is what strength is. This is what strength is, because I've seen, and again, like I said before, I cannot compare people's pain and say your pain is little, because to them, that pain is at that particular time is painful. But for me now to sit back and see what you're going through, what you guys are going through, and you're just walking through the journey. You're just walking through the journey. It's amazing. And what can I say? It can only be God. And that is always where we'll go back. It can only be God, because even the Bible says it's not by might or by power, but it's by my spirit, says the Lord. So it's the spirit of God that is in you, both of you, that makes you every day go through this. Because even with HIV, we have so many people who cannot even they don't even want to hear you mention that name. Even I've been to some people, they've taken this out. So it's just a bottle, just because they don't want anyone to see the name of the medicine they're taking, or they don't want to remember what's going on. But for you to now come out and just say, you know what, this is me. This is what's happening to me. This is what has happened. I mean, I take my heart out for you guys. You are strong. You are powerful. And every day I feel strength after strength. And God has not even started with you guys. This is just the beginning, just a tip of an iceberg. This is just the beginning. So going back to you, Penny, again, Fanny, and somebody actually said, Redemptor Mulwa. Redemptor Mulwa said, I can really remember the story of that night, girl. You're always strong. So somebody is encouraging you that you're always strong. They can remember the story that night. Yeah. And I always tell people that it's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry, because even Jesus cried. The funny thing is, Jesus knew Lazarus would come back to life, but yet he cried. So it's okay to cry. I'm coughing, but it's not corona. Okay. So don't be alarmed and say, that girl, she had corona. And you know, some people will even start running away thinking they can get it through the through Zoom. You know how people are really minded. Their mind is so small. Their mind is so small.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that judge people. Those are the ones with small minds that always judge and criticize and condemn people. So now coming back to you, darling, and somebody said, the loss of a loved one is always painful and personal. It takes a lot out of anyone, but the real pain is for those left behind. Keep strong, God bless. And that's true. Those are very strong ladies. Somebody say you guys are very strong. Somebody say strength of a woman. God bless you, ladies. Okay, so God bless you guys. You are very, very strong. I'm telling you, nobody can go through what you guys are going through. So you're very, very strong. So going back to Fanny again, I know some people think that, oh, if you're HIV positive, you cannot even have children. But I know you have children. I know you have 3 beautiful angels. So how can you have children and have HIV? Or how can you have HIV and have children? Just educate us, because so many people are ignorant, proper ignorant. So we need some lessons here.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it was hard for me when I started, because from my end, myself, I felt that I was putting myself as a guinea pig, just putting myself into some laboratory and trying this out.
Mm-hmm.
Even me, I knew I can't have, if I have the children, they're going to be HIV positive, God forbid. But after the counseling psychology for certificate and part of diploma, which I had to drop out because I was giving birth to the first child, I extended to HIV. I specifically went and learned about HIV. So I had all these tips at the palm of my hand. I knew all the information, but I was not putting it into practice yet,
Mm.
So I go, and my first father of my children was HIV negative. So I had to go with him to the clinic, and he had to be counseled on how we are going to have the children. And the nurse told us the same things that I studied in school, that we can have kids when I am undetectable. So being undetectable means that the amount of the virus in your body is very small and you cannot pass it to someone else. You can achieve this state when you take your medicine very well. And when you take, by medicine, of course, it's ARVs, which means that the ARVs will suppress the amount of the virus in your immune system, and you will be HIV positive, but then it will be very, very minimal. The amount of the virus in the body will be very minimal. So that is one way of getting a child. And we needed to make it practical. So we just had unprotected sex, of course. There was no any other way out. And twice. So I got pregnant twice and I had my 2 kids. And another secret is that there's a prophylaxis that is called nevirapine. These days, WHO has introduced something called zidovudine as well. So we have zidovudine. These are just types of ARVs, so don't even worry about the terminologies. And it helps. They help normally with preventing the mother-to-child transmission. Literally how I got the HIV, it's preventing that. So the prevention of mother-to-child transmission is possible through the syrup, for which is nevirapine and zidovudine. And of course, during this process, during pregnancy, a mother should continue taking their ARVs. With ARVs, you never ever stop, you keep on taking, it's like for life. So that has really helped in raising kids that are free from the virus. Yeah, even with the 3rd child, so far the 3rd child is HIV negative. He turns 6 months this month. We hope to go for another test, and we hope that he will still turn HIV negative. He was HIV negative at 6 weeks. When he was, immediately after he was born at 6 weeks, we tested him, he was negative. So yeah, we hope that the sequence will continue.
Amen, amen, amen to that. Do you think going for the HIV course, do you think that helped you? Do you think that can help anybody? Like, because if sometimes they just tell you you have HIV and then you just think, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Oh my God, death. Oh my God. You start thinking all these negative things because you don't really know the depth of what HIV is. So do you think that going to a course and learn more about it, do you think that can help?
It helped. It enlightened me a lot. It removed a lot of ignorance in me. Remember, I was bred in the village, There's that chira in full. Now HIV is chira. No point about it. That one is debatable in the village, So just coming out there and getting more information about the virus, and even more attending these workshops about HIV, even more sharing with people the internet, about HIV. And we have very intelligent people in the internet. Today, I'm not going to talk about the bullies and the ignorant ones. No. We have very intelligent people in the internet, doctors, nurses, and in practice. And they've really helped me when I used to do activism, social media, they really used to help me exchange with their information, So that has really helped me as a person also in knowing how to go about it. Like when I'm nervous, when in as much as I am undetectable and I can access medicine, my children can access medicine, up to 18 months, by the way, up to the time that you stop breastfeeding, which is about 18 months, but you can do it earlier, provided you just start the first 6 months as exclusive breastfeeding. So up to that point, you get nervous, Lydia. No one should like that. Yeah. I can just and tell you guys that, I'm some commando, I'm superwoman and everything, and you get nervous. Even doing it for the 5th time or the 6th time with the raising a child, you get nervous. So all this support system and genuine information and facts about HIV, when put into practice, they've really, really helped me in raising HIV negative babies. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. So I'll call myself as one of the ignorant people on social media who don't know nothing about HIV, who just hear things and it's so funny because even at this day and age now, 2020, we still find some people who are so oblivious of situations that you're like, really, I had a friend, I know this person, and one day we were in the car and we were talking about HIV and blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, oh, me, I cannot, if I hear somebody's HIV, I cannot even talk to them. And I said, well, my dad is HIV, and I was driving. And then she goes, hey, she started doing this. Oh, like, God forbid, I don't even know what that is. I don't know why you should do that when I tell you my dad is HIV. Come on, seriously. And then she goes, do you greet him? Do you greet him? I said, I don't just greet him. I hug him and we eat in the same plate. This person wanted to open my car and jump out. And I was thinking, first of all, that's my dad I'm telling you about. That's not how you even get HIV. And this is 2019. This person was behaving like this. So you can imagine what you went through at that time, 2008, compared to even now, 2019, people are still thinking that. Or 2020, people are still thinking that. So, wow. Oh, we've lost my friend. We've lost Rao. Oh, Napa took electricity. She's in Kenya. So, she's there. Okay, my darling, you're back. We lost you a little bit. I just wanted to ask you, going back to you, Rao, now. I just wanted to cut that story because it's really painful. And I don't want to go deep into the pain. But like I said, if somebody don't feel like I don't want to answer this, it's just a pass for us because everybody will understand it's a painful situation to talk about. Now we've lost Penny again. Oh, she's back. Okay. Now, how have you, after you've lost three boys in your life, with three men, I would say, because you're two boys and your husband. And your husband was your support system. He was very strong. He was there for you for the loss of your first child and your second child, and now he's gone. And that's when I met you, when you lost your husband. I was just going through Facebook and I saw this lady and I was like, what? And when I read her story, I was like, no way. I was intrigued. I was like, how do you cope? How do you cope? So now that your support system, your support system is gone and your boys are gone, how do you cope with that? How have you coped? I can see your little girl peeping. She can say hello to us. She can say hello. Hello, girl. Hello. Hello. What's your name? What's her name?
What's your name? What's your name?
My name's
Oh, she's telling us all her three names.
Yes, all her three names.
Oh, and how old are you? How old is she?
How old are you?
5.
Oh, somebody's 5. Okay, when I come to Kenya, I have to come and steal you because you're so pretty. You're so pretty. I'll have to come and steal you a little bit. Yes? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, God. Wow. Now, so going back to you, my darling, how have you coped with all this? How have you coped up to now, from then to now, from 2010, 2012, 2019? Is there a time that you were angry, you blamed yourself, you were upset, you were, what emotions have you actually just gone through?
All I can say, it has never been easy. And the first thing I realized is you have to, I don't know what I can say, but when I lost my husband, I remember during that time when I was in Shags, there were those old women who would come to mourn with me. And the only one thing they kept on telling me is that this is the time for you to know God. And I was like, what are they trying to tell me? So each and every person coming to us, each and every person hugging me, each and every old woman who would hug me, those are the same exact words that they would tell me. That it's about time you get closer to God. It's about time you know God. It's about time you know to cry to God. And they will tell me that people will come and people will go, and things will change in your life. But the minute you're closer to God, you will be able to realize so much about yourself. And that is how I've been able to cope. I can't say that I'm 100% healed. I can't say that my life is perfect. I can't say that I'm a normal being, because at times I forget so many things. At times I'm out of my world. At times I'm by myself. I'm in a different planet. And I don't know where I am. I can't say where I am. But the only thing that I've been able to realize is, for the past 1 year, God has always been with me. God has always been with me, and all I can say is that God is really, really faithful, because I came to learn of Him in last year, June, and I can be able to testify that He has done so much to my life, because knowing Him has been able to take me to another level. Because when I lost my support system, I would question myself that who will I be able to cry to? Who will I be able to tell all my stories to? But I came to realize that God has been faithful to me. And I can be able also to say that I have a very supportive mom. My mom is so supportive. Even right now, she's calling me and I'm cutting the phone. She's calling me and I'm cutting. And I can also say that I have the best of friends in the world. My friends are the best. I cannot even be able to thank them enough, because even today they were here. They were like, we to see you go live. And I was like, I'll be live. And I hope that you'll be there to understand my journey. I can say that God has really helped me. My parents have been very supportive. My siblings are the best. My children are one of the best gifts God gave me, because they rub my feet. They take care of me. When I'm sick, they're here. They make sure I have my tea. They make sure my shoes are ready for tomorrow. It has been a tough journey, but God has been faithful.
Oh, thank you so much. And I remember when one day when somebody used my account and said they were me and they wanted money. You were one of the first people who ran and gave money and gave money on my behalf. And I was like, why did you do that?
I was like, it's not like you, but I was like, no, the media, maybe it's the truth. You're in dire need at that moment. I didn't even have a second thought. Funny enough.
Yeah, I know.
I was
that
like,
is good.
This is a friend who is abroad. Maybe somebody is in need. And I even told the lady, me, I'll Fuliza for you whatever I can. And she was like, it's okay.
Can you imagine? Yes. I was like, when that happened, I had mixed feelings. I was like, wow. So this lady, because you told me you are at work when you received that message. And I was like, imagine she was at work. It's only her, because of course it's only her and the 2 children. She's working for 2 children. And she actually gave money on my behalf. So I was so touched with that. So thank you so much, even though they conned you, but that touched my heart, that you actually just did that without thinking. So thank you very much. And going back to Penny as well, I wanted you to tell us, after you found out that you are HIV, did you ever think that you will have a boyfriend? Did you think that if I have a boyfriend, I'm actually going to tell them, or just don't tell them? Or how did you date? Because that, it will scare you to even have a boyfriend or even date someone.
When I found out that I was HIV positive, of course, I knew I was not going to date, Because when you're positive, you I mean, when you date, no one is even going to accept you with the status and all that. That was just a cancelled deal. I knew I'm not going to have any kids and a family. But, and yeah, I was ready to open up to people. And I used to open up to people who were serious, or rather, I thought they were serious in quotes, you know. But the moment you open up to someone about your status, that is the time that they stop calling you from babe to sister in Christ, you know?
No kidding.
Yeah,
So now you become sister. You become sister. Now you're not babe anymore.
just take your medicine, my sister, work out, you know? And apart from that, they start, you know, now they are your nutritionists, they start telling you how you need to take your fruits very well, what healthy foods you need to be on, how you need to go to the gym, you know. And it was so hard. Trust me, I dated 15 men. I counted. Yes. And all of them rejected me, you know, from not
Wow.
dating per se, but opening up to them, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like going out on the first date. Were you telling these guys on the first date?
Yeah, like when you think that this one is a candidate, you know, this one we could have a future with and all that, they refuse, you know. They're like, I know, from the moment before telling them about your status, everything is perfect. But after that, it's so different, you know. That's why, for some reason, I thank God that right now I have a HIV positive partner, you know, because it's so easy. I mean, it's so easy. You don't feel like someone is doing for you a favor or something, you know. You are at par. Yeah.
Or you don't feel like you're living under anybody's mercy. When tomorrow you do something, they abuse you with your status. I mean, they open up and say, oh, wait, you are this and this and this, and they always remind you of your status.
Yeah.
But now, because your partner is HIV as well, nobody can remind the other. You just leave.
I remember when we were even separating from my ex, in as much as it was not HIV related, but he had to target that. He told me that, by the way, you'll never ever find anyone like me who is accepting you with that status of yours. Fine, okay.
Wow.
Our ex-boyfriends, all of us, mostly always say that you'll never find anyone like me.
Yeah, that's a song. That's a song we are used to.
They added, who is a Shakina and not even accept you? In this day and age, Penny, you'll never find. Yeah.
I think, were you not scared? Because after maybe 5 or 6 men rejected you, were you not scared and think, you know, I'm not gonna say anything anymore?
No, I was scared. Yeah, of course I was. And especially when I was HIV negative, I mean, undetectable, I said, you know what? It's so easy for me to not open up, because, you know, when you open up about your status and then you start using your thesis and say, oh, but I'm undetectable, I'll never infect you, or blah, blah. It's like you're writing thesis within 5 minutes. It's hard. You're presenting your thesis and you want it approved and everything within a short time, you know. It's so hard. It's like, and my whole life, because of this, I've learned to, I've developed something called approval addiction. You know, I really want people to accept me, and I have to prove them, you know, because I keep on explaining myself too much to people. With my status, like, really, I can't infect you, and this is this. According to CDC, can you? No one can wait for all those research for CDC and hear them up statistics. You know, they are looking for someone else. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you what would you advise somebody? So now we're just coming to the end.
Yeah.
But I would like Rao first. Rao, I just want you to see someone is sitting in front of you. Yeah. Someone who is going through so much pain, like the lady that I told you this morning, I saw her status. She lives in Germany and she's lost a son, but she still have another son. But she's in so much pain. and she's writing all these things. She's crying. She's actually crying because she's writing things like, oh, I'll die, so and so buy my coffin. If I die, bury me here, or if me and my son die, you know, that is somebody crying for help. So now let's say you're sitting next to that person round. Somebody's sitting, that person is sitting in front of you. What advice would you give somebody like that? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. What advice would you give somebody like that?
To somebody?
If somebody is going through so much pain, like losing a loved one, like this morning, what I told you about the girl that lives in Germany, that is, she's lost a son, but she still has another son, but she's in so much pain. You understand? She's hurting so much, and probably she's going through other things that we don't know about, or other things that she's not shared with anybody yet. So if she was sitting next to you, asking you for advice, what advice would you give her?
First and foremost, when someone is going through pain, our pains are always different. You see, we always have our way of mourning. So when somebody decided that maybe she's going to write it on Facebook, the first thing is reaching out to that person. You find out that maybe it's not only that she's going through, maybe she's going through deeper things that she has not been able to talk about. So when somebody is going through a pain that I've been through, the only thing that I always tell that person, if you have somebody else, if you have like another baby who you are looking up to, who that baby is looking up to you, you should always focus on that baby, because it's God who gives and God who takes. Because when it is in God's plan, everything happens according to His own plans. So when somebody is going through pain, the best you can be able to do is just try and walk with that person in that valley, try and hold that person and try and understand whatever she's going through. Because maybe she thought that maybe that baby will be the president, and now she's seen that she has lost a president. But you can always encourage somebody and tell her that you've not only lost a president, you still have a deputy over here. It's about you grooming the deputy that you have to go to be a president one day. Because pain are different. That is one thing that I know. Pain is also different, and whatever we go through, we can never be able to express it to another person. But the best thing you can be able to do, you try reaching out to that person, tell her to find somebody she's comfortable talking to be able to express whatever she feels. Because at times, maybe she's not feeling the loss alone. Maybe she's going through another thing, not being able to talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, we should always encourage some people to know God. Because when you have God by your side, you will be able to do so many things. When you have God, you'll be able to communicate to somebody who will listen to you without judging you. So when you know God, you'll be able to cope with so much pain. Yeah. You'll be able to help somebody else, because the only thing I came to learn is that you're not the only person who is going through that pain. There is somebody else who is going through the same pain as you. It's only that we have a different way of being able to carry ourselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And Penny, going back to you now, what would you advise somebody who is going through HIV? They've come to you and they're like, I need help. I don't know what to do, but I just need help. I'm in denial. I don't want to hear it. And I just need you to help me. What can you advise that person?
At first, ask this person, what is the worst? What is the worst about HIV, you know? I mean, why do you fear HIV so much? Reason being, most of the time when people are in denial and everything, they're living in assumptions. Yeah, you know, maybe this person is in denial because they know that HIV is a death sentence, which is not true. they know that they're going to die tomorrow because they're going to turn into skeletons like the billboards, which is not true, you know. So for me, I'd first of all educate you on what you are in actually, and tell you that it's not the end of life. Literally, I know we hear this statement most of the time, it's not the end of life, but for real, it's not the end of life, because HIV is just one of the many medical issues that any other person goes through. You know, we have people with diabetes, we have people with cancer, we have people, it's even worse, you know, because the other lifestyle conditions are more expensive. HIV is not, at least the drugs are free, and we have so much awareness and information out there about the condition, which makes it so easy. So I tell them that, first of all, what do you fear most? And then we go through the whole assumption about HIV. And yeah, they need to love themselves, and they need to be educating themselves, because no one else will. You go to Google these days, most of us, at least almost all of us, have smartphones. Google and check what HIV is all about, what it is really, you know, apart from I heard that the medicine, it's an choke in the throat and everything. I heard that, you know, get to really know what you are in for. And of course, it's another thing is that it's not an easy ride. It may seem like it's so easy, but then it's not an easy ride. It's something that is so hard, but then you really, really need to encourage yourself and be your own cheerleader before you expect someone else to encourage you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, my ladies. And what I've got from this as well is, if you're going through stuff, which a lot of the times we all go through things, a lot of the times, open up. Because we have, as humans, we have a tendency of judging, criticizing, condemning. But I think it reaches a point that you do not care who is going to judge you, provided you get help.
Yep.
It reaches a point where, okay, then, what's the worst thing that Lydia can do if she had my story? She's not going to kill me. Yes, she's going to spread it around, but I'm suffering. I am suffering, because the more you shut yourself with fear that, oh my God, they're going to talk about me, the more you're suffering so much in pain, because now you have that of that they'll talk about me. That's another fear, and you're suffering inside silently. And when they say that it's under the carpet, and then when the carpet is now big and it cannot take all that pressure anymore, what happens? It explodes. And that's when now depression sets in, suicide thoughts sets in, because you're thinking, I'm by myself. But sometimes it's just the fear that is holding us back, because if you speak out, the person that probably you are speaking to is going through the same thing, or probably going through worse. And they were also just waiting for someone to speak out. So by you speaking out, you've opened up a channel of now people speaking out to get help. So sometimes when you're going through something, just speak out. If somebody wants to judge you, that's up to them. That's their own conscience. It has nothing to do with you, because you're not defined by what people do or what people say. You're only defined by your own actions. So if you're going through something, this is just an encouragement, because sometimes I see a lot of negativity on Facebook. I see a lot of people writing this because they're crying. They want someone to reach out. And then the comments, you're like, seriously? You're supposed to be empathizing with this person or sympathetic. And this is what you're saying. You understand? Because people out here, we have so many people who have this as a mind, this as a mindset. And those people are just there to hurt people. They're there to say negative things about people. Even if they see something good, they'll still say something negative about it. So we have some people who are just like that. But if you need help, speak out. Seek professional help. We have a lot of professional people who, if you're going through grief, if you're going through pain, whatever you're going through, they're professional. There's professional help out there. Just find one and go there, and they'll help you. There are even more that are free. There's so many that are free. You don't have to pay for them. They'll help you. And because we know that we've identified that people go through healing process at their own time, People grieve in different stages. So whatever stage you're in, don't judge the other person. Don't think that your pain is much deeper than the other person, because at that time, that's their pain. And their pain, there's no small pain and big pain. Every pain is pain. And also, don't expect things from people. What makes us, what actually destroys a lot of us is the fact that we expect so much. I expect so much from Ralph. I expect so much from Penny. I expect so much from Lydia. And because the expectation, Lydia cannot give me what I expect, I'm now disappointed. So babies talking as well. Hey, today we have babies. Me, I'm done with babies. Those people with babies, I don't want babies. I don't want to change no diapers. I don't want to give no milk, you know. Anyway, so thank you so much, girls. People have written here. Somebody said stigma and discrimination kills, not HIV.
Yeah.
So you see, it's a stigma. Yeah. And the thought of people are going to talk about me. It's the same thing I've said. People are going to talk about me. So you just shut down. And it's the stigma that kills, not just the whatever you're going through, but it's the stigma of you being scared of opening up. So guys, we've had a lot of people who said, somebody said I've shared it in more than 2 groups. Somebody said, great show, may the Almighty God bless you guys. We have up to 48 people at one point that they were watching. So yeah, and a lot of people are saying strong women, strong ladies, strong ladies. So what I'll say is, guys, keep the strength up and use your forums as well to encourage people. Anything negative, don't listen to negativity, because that will always be there. You'll be driving you'll be driving Bentley and somebody will find something wrong with that Bentley. You'll be driving Mkokoteni, somebody will still find something wrong, and they don't even have Mkokoteni themselves. Whatever you have in this lifetime, somebody will find something negative to talk about. Even the most beautiful woman or man or handsome, or even if you're doing the best job, somebody will find something to criticize. So we should stop listening to negativities and just stay with the positivity. I'm so happy that all of you have a great support system, especially from your families. That's beautiful, because that's what will keep you going. But if somebody's out there and they do not have support system from their family, especially, we have professionals who can give you that. So today I just say, is there anything you want to say, Ralph, before we go? Is there any last words you want to say? Ralph, is there anything you want to tell us before we finish?
Oh, nothing much. Rather to thank you for this forum. It has been a great day for me. At least I've been able to air out whatever was in my heart, and I thank all my fans. Thank you, Fanny, for a good lesson. At least we've learned something too. First, my regards to the babies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ralph. Thank you so much for even accepting this invitation, lastminute.com. Penny, do you have anything to say, Fanny? Do you have anything to say?
Honestly, I am still digesting on Riles and from Riles, and and I'm just thinking, for me, it's a lesson from my end, because in all things, she's grateful. She keeps on saying, I thank God for friends. I thank God for family. I'm thinking, oh my God, people are going through so much there out here, and they're grateful, So I've taken a lesson from Ryle on upgrading my gratefulness. I'll be grateful forever. And I always tell people on social media, even though right now I'm not there, my mantra is always, it's never that serious. So that has always been my mantra, and it will always be like that, because life is too serious. And when we start getting it more serious, then it would be so hard, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, my ladies. Personally, I'm encouraged every day. I'm inspired every day. I'm motivated every day with you guys. You are strong. You are the statue of the strong women. When we say strong women, we look up to you guys. So thank you so much, guys, for accepting this invitation. Pass my love to your babies, big hugs and kisses. When I come to Kenya, I'll have to come to your house to eat some ugali and omena. And when I go to Germany as well, I have to come to your house and eat some. What do they eat? What do you eat in Germany? What do you eat?
I'm not so fond of their food. I'm just sticking to my ugali still. So you'll just find ugali here.
Okay. So thank you so much, my ladies. Thank you so much, and God bless you ever, forever.
Thank you.
Until then, I'll talk to you again, ladies. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation.
Bye-bye.
Thank you too for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. How was your day? Good. Did you have fun? What did you see today?
Watu wengi. Wow, wengi.
Chanel? What's your number?
I thank my medical team because they work with me extensively to pick a regimen that works exactly for me.
I was taking 3 pills 3 times a day. So there were times that I kind of missed taking the medication and it just wasn't right for me. I changed doctors and they put me on at the time 1 pill and I've been on that since. And it fit with my lifestyle. Sometimes people think that, they can't change their medication, but people who I talk to, I tell them, talk to your doctor about that because it has to fit for you.
My doctor was very open to considering all aspects of who I was in my treatment options.
I started doing research on the computer and I went to my provider and asked if I could take this regimen, and I suggested to her what I wanted to take. And she agreed. That was an empowering moment for me.
If you're feeling that, this makes me feel horrible, why would you want to go through life feeling horrible? So say something. Say something to your physician that you're not feeling well.
This regimen, and I suggested to her what I wanted